Hi, in this video, I'm going to walk through the debugging for command-side services, which are depending on the query-side services on the local IDE, so that we can see the interaction between the command-side services and the query-side services, both on two different IDE instances. Okay, let's begin. This tutorial, first depending on the previous tutorial, which meaning you are debugging from an IDE with JUnit test cases. That tutorial only focus on the independent endpoints, which meaning the endpoint doesn't depending on other services except for the OAuth. But this time, when we debug the command-side services, most command-side services will need to access the query-side services to query the object or verify some of the objects. That's why we need to have a query hybrid server start, so to serve the query-side services. For this example, I'm going to use a user query and user command for debugging. The first thing first, we want to debug the command-side service using JUnit test case. However, the command-side user command need to depending on the user query. So let's first start an instance of hybrid query server, which includes user query jar file. Take a look at this IDE. This IDE has a project called Hybrid Query. It's part of the portal queries. This is a hybrid query is a hybrid server. Unlike others, their service cannot be run independently. They just run within the test cases in the test server for testing. After testing is done, you can deploy the service to a query server. All the services can deploy to a single query hybrid server. This hybrid query is the query side server for the portal. From the configuration, you can see we are trying to register this server to the registration is true. We are trying to register to the console server, and we have a console running in the local host. This is my IP address. If you want to try the tutorial, you need to change the IP address. And if when we trying to set up the debugging in the hybrid query server, we need to take a look at the configuration. In the configuration, you need to create an application called server and give the main class is com_network_t server.server. This is normal for all the Left4j applications. And after this is done, you can start the server. But the server doesn't have any services deployed to this server yet. Let's close this and see how we can put the user query service to this server. The way it works is this: we need to add the user query as a dependency in the class path. What we need to do is we go to the project structure. Within the project structure, you go to modules and click dependencies, and after this you can click this button, jars or directories, and you navigate to Light Portal Hybrid Query. This is the default folder, but you want to load this user query service. Go to the target and you can pick up this jar file. Once you click OK, the jar file will be loaded. I've already loaded this and here you can see my jar files at the here the user query 0.1.0. This is coming from that directory, the target folder. So in this case, this jar file in the class path, when the hybrid query server is started, it will automatically load this jar file. You can have multiple jar files loaded the same way. So that's why we call the hybrid platform the serverless platform. For developers, you only need to create a service and you just drop the service jar into a folder. It will be loaded by the server. So one server can load dozens or hundreds services, and all services can be developed independently. So we got this set up already. Let's start this the server in debug mode. We can debug server. You can see our server is up running. We have a debug in the log. You can see the server is trying to connect to the Kafka, and all the debug actually is a Kafka stream processing messages, meaning the server is automatically monitor the Kafka topic, the portal event topic, and whenever there are any event on that particular topic, it will start processing the event to generate the snapshot or the key value pair for the query side services. Let's take a look at the console. You can see the console here. Yeah, that's the service hybrid query 100. The service is up running. Now let's go to the user command and let's debug the user command service. Yeah. I'll just bring this in. Okay. Yeah, here is a project called user command, which is a service. It's not a standalone server. Every time we want to test, we need to depending on this test server in the test folder. Now let's try to create a new user. This is the logic when we create a new user. And you can see here, when we create a new user, we need to call hybrid query client to check if this particular email address is used or not. If it's used already, it won't let it go. It will just show error message. The email has been used, so you cannot use the same email address to register yourself the second time. Let's try to run the debug for this create user endpoint from a JUnit test case. And here the JUnit test case create user test, and this is a test case. Let's run the test case, and we set the endpoint here. In this, let's do this. Set a breakpoint here. Go to this JUnit test, and run this test in debug. Debug this test. The server is up running, and you can see it's come here. We let it go. You got email address dhu@gmail.com, and trying to go to the query side, which we just started like previously, that hybrid query server. Yeah, to make it much more fancy, let's go to that. Let's go to that query hybrid server and set a breakpoint over there. So on the hybrid server, you can see it's still running, but we want to set a breakpoint in this user query jar so that we can see how the call is coming here. the call actually is to this endpoint, query user by email. We open this class and we set breakpoint here. Let's set breakpoint here. Here we go. So that you can see how the two servers or two IDEs interact with each other, because each IDE has its own service. Let's go back to the user command. And let's call this, let's go. Okay, here we go. Go to another IDE. Oh, this IDE is now running in a debug mode. Yeah, it's yeah, that's why the endpoint is now triggered. But anyway, here you can set the breakpoint if it's in debug mode, and you can switch between different IDs to see the interactions. Okay. Oh, we'll just go to the client. Let's just let it go. Okay, here we go. We go to the hybrid query server already, and you can see the request come to this query user by email. This one we can let it go, and then we get the user object back. Come back. And then we go to the other IDE, user command. And we go to the console. It's not done yet. Where we are. That's the. Yeah, we're in this test. Okay. And create user. Are we finished yet? Oh, we finished already. You see, we got the error message. User email is used. So that this create, basically this create user command. This test case fails. It fails because we are expecting 200, but we got 400. Because this is the error. This is why the test case fails. So this concludes the video. Walks through how you can debug two different services interact with each other in the IDE. And one service is running within a hybrid server. That's it. Thanks. Bye-bye.